Hi everyone, my name is Vin, part of the No Hits TCG channel, and today I just want to talk about just One Piece in general and why I think with the recent influx of a ton of people, investors, Pokebros, whatever, there's a huge boom in the One Piece card game right now, and I think as like a longtime player myself who started since like the beginning of the game and have still been with the game till now, I think it's like I feel like it's a really good time for people, new people to come into the game as well. And I think of course investing and all that stuff is probably a good time as well too. I just want to go over kind of like the history of the game along with all the product that has been released so far and just why I think even though the game is still in its infancy, I think it is a really solid card game that can compete with the other ones as well. I think it does have a pretty good, I think, longevity to it. It really does stand a chance, in my opinion, at least. So I think you could invest in this game a little bit. I think so. I've been in it. I spent so much money on this game, so I think you can. So I did make a PowerPoint of just everything about this, just to have it a little more structured, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And let's start it. So, for context, One Piece did start on December 2nd, 2022, and this was just the start of it all with them having their own pre-release, their super pre-release first edition starter deck that everyone goes crazy for now. This is the only time they've ever done this too. Just when the game first launched, you would go to a pre-release and you would get this starter deck. It'd be called Super Pre-release, and there'd be 4 starter decks to choose from. Also, along with that is OPO1, the first set for One Piece Romance Dawn, with their chase being the manga. There's the manga Shanks for OPO1 that includes Shanks with his manga panels in the back, and then some of the things with One Piece is there are leaders, and these leaders, since there's OPO1, the first set, they're also very expensive right now too. But that is with One Piece. Following up with OPO1, I'm just gonna go over like a high level version of all these things that are happening, especially with the product side, since it is really pricey at the moment in One Piece. A lot of people are buying stuff out, and things to note are that there are mangas, of course. Each set has a manga. OPO2, it has manga Ace. And then starting with OPO3, there are mangas, like the manga Sogeking. However, now they've introduced another variant of a chase called the SPs, that in this case right here is the Wanted Luffy. There's Wanted Kid, and there's a couple other Wanteds in the set as well. And they did go with like a different route with the leaders as well, with this like black and white type artwork. So the thing with One Piece is they really do like to experiment with the types of arts that can be done on like the higher rarity cards, and it really does show, and it looks really great throughout as well. And just to also keep in mind with these sets, OPO1 released in December 2nd, 2022, and then OPO2 was March 10th, 2023, a 3 month gap. OPO3 was also a 3 month gap of June 30th. And in OPO4, there's Manga Sabo with different SPs right here with Boa and Newgate. I really do like this style in my opinion. It looks really nice. Boa is the most expensive SP in this set, and there is the Vivi and Doflamingo leaders, for example, that they do change up the leader artworks as well. And in the midst of OPO3 and OPO4, there were some special collections that they did release, like the Devil Fruit and the gift collection, as you can see above right here. Honestly, the Devil Fruit was pretty ass. Like, the Devil Fruit was just 3D printed garbage in my opinion, but I guess it's going for money now. I don't know. And then in December of 2023, another 3 month gap, we have the first anniversary set. So this was a pretty special set for One Piece since it's the first one. Oda himself specifically drew this Luffy card and he signed it as well. So this is a very nice looking card. I think it's one of my favorites, to be honest. Such a nice looking card. And then instead of one manga, you have 3 mangas. You have the Gear 5 Luffy, Eustace Kid, and Law. Of course, Gear 5 is like the main chase of this set, along with the Oda Luffy. It, they look, what can I say? These are peak cards, very peak. Along with the SPs, they changed the design again, and now they look even better in my opinion. I love all these SPs, and they did go back to like the manga type panels for the leaders with Luffy and Enel. So they changed it back, reverted back to like the OPO1 type style. So following that, you do have OPO6 with Zoro manga, along with a new rarity as well called the Treasure Rare with this Nami, kind of like the comic book type style. Honestly, when this first released, everyone was hating on it. I hated on it too. I mean, I still hate on it. I think it looks kind of trash still. It doesn't look that great in my opinion, but I guess it's money. But yeah, they started with the treasure rares in OPO6, and then they changed the SPs once again. It looks really nice, and with the leaders themselves, I'm not really gonna go too in depth with them since they're just leaders. And then in the midst of between OPO6 and OPO7, they started with like a special set now. It's called Extra Booster, just to supplement the some older leaders to support older archetypes to make them better. Um, and this was like a 2 month gap. OPO6 released in March 15, and then EBO1 released in May 3rd. So it was only like a 2 month gap. And the main chase of this set was Chopper himself, super cute. Uh, and with these EB sets, they really did limit like the production run of this, so it was super limited. Hence why, if you search up the prices of these, it's very expensive for a booster box. It's just a very limited print run. And then after EPO1 is OPO7, which was only a 1 month gap from May 3rd to June 28th. And there is one of the waifus, Boa Hancock. That's the manga, along with a different format for the SP variant with like Onami. It looks really nice. I love this type of artwork too. And the treasurer is just Law. We have the treasure booster. So the treasure booster contains, I believe it was just 4 packs, OPO1, 2, 4, and 5. It's like $20. Came with this Luffy promo, as you see in the cover work right here. I opened a crap ton of these and got dog water. Released on August 30th. After that is OPO8, where released on September 13th, another 3 month gap between OPO7 and OPO8. You do have a Rayleigh leader, which wasn't really too popular at the time. Still not too popular since I don't think people care too much about Rayleigh. You have a different SP variant right now too, similar to like the OPO5. I do like this design a lot too. And then the treasure rare was Luffy. I think in general, at the time when I was playing during this set, people haven't really cared too much about treasure rares because honestly, they've been looking pretty shit compared to the other regions, because with treasure rares they are region exclusive. So NA had their own treasure rare style, EU had their own treasure rare style, and Asia had their own treasure rare style. So for the most part, the treasure rares in like China and like France had like a wild Zoro treasure rare that looked so good, whereas we are just getting like this ugly Law. So it was pretty shitty to get these treasure rares, to be honest. That didn't look as great. But as you can see with the prices now, everything has changed, kind of flipped on its head with the thinking, I guess. And after this is PRB01 Premium Booster. So this is the first set where they reintroduced and reprinted a lot of cards from previous sets just to make it more accessible to players. Because at the time there were some secret rares, like there was like an 8 cost Katakuri where it was like $60 for a secret rare, which was absurd. And then they released this set to kind of like make sure that everyone can just get play sets of cards, of playable cards, of course, just so people don't have to pay an arm and a leg for a card. And then instead of one manga, the manga for this set is Nami up here. Instead of one manga, you have the ability to get a God Pack. The God Pack contains these 10 mangas right here. So this was mind-blowing at the time. Like, what the? Why is this possible, and how can I get my hands on this? I've opened so many PRB 01 boxes and have not had a chance. Mind you, I was opening since like OPO1. No mangas at this time. I have not packed any mangas at this time. I opened so many boxes of OPO1. I don't even know why I opened OPO1. Look at the price of OPO1 now. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't have. I was so stupid. Um, I tried for PRB again. Nothing. No luck. But also, they also introduced Gold Dawns. So these Gold Dawns were really cool at the time because you couldn't officially use Japanese Dawn or any other language in official tournaments at this time. Now you can, but at the time you couldn't. And this was a new novel thing, Gold Dawn. And with these Gold Dawn, the chase for the Gold Dawns themselves was Zoro because Zoro honestly looks amazing. And there's like some special text on it as well. So I think this was really cool. And there was only one leader in this set that's exclusive to PRB 01 because everything else is a reprint. The only new thing was this Sanji leader. It was a brand new card, brand new leader. And yeah, this set is very, very expensive now because of this God Pack. If you get the God Pack, oh my god, now the price is insane. So I wish I opened it. I wish I got a God Pack, but too bad. My luck was dog water. Hence the name No Hits TCG. No mangas yet. Keep in mind, no mangas. So next, oh, and also forgot to mention this was released 1 month, actually 2 months after OPO8 on November 8, 2024. So 2 month gap, and then after this is the second anniversary for One Piece. It is OP09, released in December 13th, 2024, a 1 month gap between PRB1 and now. This also changed the game. OPO5, it had 3 mangas, and yeah, OPO9, a new rarity has been introduced. The Goldie Roger. Nice gold manga. This, they upped it once again, Bandai. Bandai has done it once again. OP09, such a good set. Gold Roger, check. 4 mangas instead of 3 this time, check. Granted, this Luffy is not that great compared to like the OPO5 Gear 5 Luffy, but still, it's another manga. You have Shanks, you have the 4, this is themed around the 4 emperors. So you have the 4 emperors right here, Luffy, Shanks, Blackbeard, and Buggy. You have amazing SPs. Of course, you have 2 waifus, Nami and Boa. I think these SPs are amazing. They really look really, really good. I think these are the most popular version of the SPs, where you have like a bunch of like there's like kaleidoscope type patterns and like all the other stuff in the back. That I think this is the most popular variant. I think it does make sense. It looks really, really good. And a new, better wanted version. In OPO3 they had their wanted version, but OPO4 now this is more like the poster type variant. And it looks really, really good as well. Gear 5 Luffy, Shanks, Teach, and Buggy. And the treasure rare is Zoro. I think this was actually a pretty good treasure rare. But overall, as a set, this is S+. This is amazing. It's such a good set. And Bandai just keep one-upping themselves when releasing these anniversary sets. It's amazing. So next, we go to boxes. So they release these like the first types of collections Bandai has released. Nothing yet compared to Pokemon, because Pokemon does like a bunch of different types of collections, but Bandai, for some reason, they haven't really done a lot of collection boxes. This was the first volumes, volume 1 and 2, and at the time as well, these were pretty shit. OPO6 and OPO8, no one wanted this crap. They really wanted OPO9. I wanted OPO9, but we got this. I guess looking at it now, it's great. And looking at the promos now, Boa and Nami, those 2 are great. But at the time, I opened like a few of these as well. And I think I sold like the Boa and Nami for like a couple of dollars each. And now they're so expensive. It's like, oh god, damn it. This was released in March 7th. So kind of like 3 months after. And this box right here. Illustration Box EX. Look at the price of this. I think it's like $900 for this box. And the reason why it's so expensive is because there was something called One Piece Day. They had this in Japan and then they brought it over to the US. This One Piece Day was in Dallas. And you can only get this EX box in Dallas. I don't remember if they had a limited run in like the official Bandai shops, but for the most part, this was just in Dallas itself, so it was very, very limited to get this. And there were also three promos for participation, or like if you were like a spectator or something like that, you get these three promos. Luffy, you get a Auto Don with Uta, and you get a Zoro Don, and these are all very expensive now. Great promos, to be honest. Um, and yeah, I wish I could have got this EX box, but it was really, really poorly ran. It was pretty bad. Like I heard that people were running to, like, there were like two buildings for the One Piece Day, and people had like ran back and forth to one of the other buildings, and like it was just a mess overall to get product as well. So thankfully, I didn't really have to deal with that. Um, but yeah, I got the promos at least. They were really nice. Um, but that's why this box is so expensive, super limited, which sucked. I don't know why they made it so limited. It doesn't really make sense, to be honest. But next, we move on with some more booster boxes. After OP09, you get OP10. This one is very meh. It's like not good at all, to be honest. Like when you're comparing it with OP09, this is not good at all. This was released on March 21st, 2025, 3 month gap, and this was $4.99. Like booster packs increased by 50 cents at the before for OP09, and before it was $4.49 per pack, but then Bandai increased it starting with OP10 and onwards to $4.99 a pack. So yeah, you do have the manga law. You have a different version of the SPs. I do like this version as well. Nothing like the Kaleidoscope, more like an artsy type SP. And then another variant has been released starting with OP10, and these are the manga events. So you have Divine Departure right here. Looks amazing. And like Treasure Rare is just ace. This one is pretty underwhelming as well, to be honest. A lot of people didn't like this. I don't like this. Of course, EU and China just keep one-upping us with the Treasure Rares, and it sucked. In between OP10 and EBO2, there was a tin set that released April 18, 2025. It contains two OP10 packs, which was shit. You had two exclusive Dawns, but that's about it. Forget about this. EBO2. It released on May 9th, 2025. You have, I think, one of the best mangas, to be honest. It's Gear 2 Luffy. This pose is just iconic. It looks amazing on a manga. And for some reason as well, this leader in EBO2, it was not even guaranteed. You were not guaranteed to get this leader in a case. There are certain mappings in cases for One Piece. And for some reason, this is the leader exclusive for EBO2. There's only one leader in this set that's brand new. This leader right here, this Luffy. And for some reason, they didn't make this alternate leader guaranteed per case. Like, you didn't even, it was not even guaranteed, which is why it's so expensive. It was so weird. It didn't make sense. Luckily, I was able to get one or three. But I don't know why they didn't guarantee this. But another new variant they introduced are the leader SPs. So this Luffy leader right here is the standard Luffy standard leader artwork you got in OPO5. This is just the regular common leader, but for this SP variant, they made it so the borders are textured. They made the number 5000 and the leader name gold, so it's just more textured overall. So that's the leader SP, and I think this is guaranteed per case, but the alt art is not for the new leader, which was weird. This extra booster is also just to supplement some leaders, just to make them better. So next up, we have OP11. This is released on June 6th, 2025, so 1 month gap between EBO2 and OP11. So pretty like tight release schedule. You have another special rarity. You have Gold Luffy and Diamond Luffy, or Silver Luffy. This is using the OPO5 Luffy artwork, so this set in particular now has just skyrocketed because these two SPs look amazing in person. The pictures don't do it justice, but in person these cards look beautiful. So this is a new rarity. Now you have manga Gear 4 Luffy. Gear 4, right? Snake Man. Snake Man. I'm just going to Snake Man. I forget the numbers. You have Snake Man. You have another beautiful SP right here. I don't know if you call the gold and silver SPs. I guess they're just called gold and silver. Whatever. You have SP Luffy's, SP artworks in this type of frame. Kind of like a card frame. It looks really cool, to be honest. And then you have Gear 2 manga event. One of the best manga events since this pose looks amazing. You have Treasurer Lucky Roo. Whatever. Who cares about the Treasurer? Another shit one. But OP11 considered a good set, and now, like at the time, it was good, but it wasn't like the best. But now, looking at it, hindsight, I should have got more of these boxes sealed, since just because of these chases are just insane. I should have did it, but I didn't because I'm dumb. After that is OP12, released on August 22nd, 2025, a 2-month gap. So it's the gap is shortening because also at this time, so Japan is usually a set ahead of the West. So what Bandai is trying to do is to just make sure everyone is caught up to speed, just a global release in general. So they're shortening the time frames for these sets. So it's also, so instead of like a 3-month gap as usual, now it's a 2-month gap. And the pressure between among players is really starting, it's slowly creeping up because it's just a lot of money you have to dish out for these new sets, and just a shorter time frame. It's just, it feels worse. It feels more, it gets more burnt out, you know? But for OP12, it's a gold teach and silver teach, and this is using the OP09 art. I guess it makes sense that for OP11 they used the OP05 art because it looks a lot better than the OP09 art, so I'm thankful they did that. But for OP12, using the OP9 art, you have Manga Bonnie. For the SPs, it's more like a, I guess like galaxy. I don't really know how to explain it, but it looks really cool, like a black and colored variant of the SP. I really like that they just experiment a lot with the SPs themselves. It looks really good with what they do, and I feel like they just get better and better as they go on. And you have the 2 manga events right here, Zoro and Sanji. Looks really good. Treasurer Sanji, this one looks meh, to be honest. Not that great either, just kind of shitty. PRB02, another premium booster. The first one, Manga God Pack. This one, not a Manga God Pack. You do have a Manga Sanji, finally. Looks really good. It works with the Zoro manga from OP06. You have a new rarity now. Oh, actually no, not a new rarity, but you have 4 events, 4 event SPs, and these are like typically like 1 per case, or not even guaranteed 1 per case, because you have 2 different forms of SPs in PRB02. You have the mangas, and then you have these regular like character SPs like Luffy and Pudding. I believe you get 2 SPs per case, but you're not guaranteed to get like the manga. You could get like 2 character SPs, or like 1 and 1 between the event and the SP. And then you have Gold Dawn again, but this time for the God Pack, you get a Gold Dawn God Pack. You get 10 Gold Dawn, and that's it. So this one's more underwhelming compared to PRB01. I feel like they could have just, I believe they did have 10 for another God Pack for PRB02, but I guess they didn't do it, which really sucked. But what can you do? Can't complain, since Gum Gum Giant looks amazing. The SPs look amazing as well. They like pop out even more, and they just play around with like the borders of the cards. Like with this Pudding, it's cutting the border. So that looks really sick. And this was released in October 3rd, 2025. So like another 2-month gap. Next, this set is what really set off a new chain reaction. Usually, like the anniversary sets, usually they bring more people into the game. Set OP05 brought a huge influx of people. OP09 brought another huge influx of people. But this time, OP13, it just brought a tsunami. They brought all the Poke Bros, all the Investor Bros, all of them came into One Piece. They ditched Pokemon and came into One Piece because of the new rarities. Once again, you have red mangas this time. You have Luffy, Ace, and Sabo. And this new rarity just, I guess, I don't know, it just caused like a huge chain reaction of more people coming into the space and just scalping the hell out of the set, and as well as just increasing the price of every other set before this. So right now the One Piece market is insane right now because of this set. You have the fire mangas, that's what it's called. You have the regular mangas right here. You have gold shanks, silver shanks. You have wanted posters as well again. And an interesting thing is the Ace wanted poster. This just has messed up text because Bandai for some reason put the wrong text onto this Ace. They used the Luffy text and put it on the Ace instead of the correct text. So this card is very expensive because it's the wrong text. Yeah, the SPs right here, and I think these SPs look really cool as well. Treasure rare is the Luffy, and then you have like a Divine Departure alternate event. But one more thing I forgot to mention. There is the Demon Pack. So this set includes the 5 Elders and Emu. And there is a Demon Pack where you get like a special bordered 5 Elders cards. This is just a special silver border cards that you can only get within the Demon Pack itself. And all these 5 cards were drawn by the JJK artist. So that's also really special, and these cards look amazing as well. So just another added bonus to make OP13 even more expensive. And I wish I got this. It looks amazing. But one thing I do have, I got really lucky with the set. Keep in mind, like I said with OP05, I was trying to get mangas and stuff, but I could never get it. OP09, I can never get mangas. But now on OP13, finally, I got the red Luffy, the best card in the set. But that's not it. I got the Ace as well. And that's not it. I got the regular Sabo. So I do have the 3 brothers. Technically I do. I should grade these cards, but I'm just really lazy. Technically I do have the 3 brothers, but the Sabo is just the regular manga and not the fire. So maybe I'll get it one day. But yeah, really lucky. That's OP13 for you. It was a 1-month gap, released in November 2025. And now we are expecting OP14 around the corner. It has the gold buggy and silver buggy, manga Mihawk. And also to keep in mind, this is OP14 is combined with half of EBO4. So EBO4 is going to be split between OP14 and OP15. So this part of OP14/EBO4 will have 3 colors. You have purple, blue, and red. Purple, blue, and green, I should say. Sorry. Purple, blue, and green. You have 2 separate SPs for this set then. You have the more of like the artwork type SP, and then you have like the kaleidoscope type SPs. This boa looks amazing. I think the boa and the Zoro will be the chases for the set. In terms of the SPs, you do have manga events with this boa. I think this set is really solid as well, since it contains EBO4 as well. So I think this will be a really good set. And then in February of 2026, 1-month gap, you have EBO3. This is the waifu set. They finally have done a full-on waifu set for One Piece. And I think this set will be crazy. So yeah. We'll have to stay tuned for this set, I think this will be fucked. This set's gonna be insane. I hope they print a good amount, but I doubt it. But overall, I just wanted to make this video to just preface what's been going on in One Piece, and that as a player myself, I feel like I'm a little more in tune with what card market is, just what the playable cards are for the meta leaders. And also, since getting more interested in like the investing side of One Piece now, there's like investor bros and like the finance side of One Piece now. That's kind of like clashing with like the playing side of One Piece. I think that I'm in like the mix of those two. So I do want to make more videos regarding like maybe market watches and stuff like that. And I can provide insight on like playable cards as well. I'm not a great player. Like I've like top 64 some online tournaments. Like I did like 3 times, so decent, but also not the best. Hopefully one day I can do like a top 8 or something, get my first serial, but I just have to practice more. And I don't have time for that right now. But yeah, I think One Piece is on a really good track right now. It's only like what, 3 years since the release of this game? 3, 4 years right now. December 2022, we're already in 2026. So like 3 years right now, 3 full years. And these chase cards are already outperforming some like Pokemon cards. And this game is still in its infancy. Whereas we're thinking about like Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh. Those games have been out for a while already. And this game is just starting. Um, Also to keep in mind that Bandai, all the production I believe right now is currently from Japan. So Bandai is limited on what they can produce and ship over. So product is limited severely compared to like Pokemon or something like that. Whereas Pokemon, they have their own production in America, but Bandai doesn't. And also, Bandai has like 4 different card game IPs they're doing. They're doing One Piece, they're doing Union Arena, they're doing Digimon, they're doing Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball is dead, Union Arena is dead. Digimon I think has a pretty steady player base, but then One Piece is clearly their biggest game. And I wish they would just up the capacity with what they can print for this game, but I don't know if they're doing that right now. I don't know. Because a lot of the times, like these special sets, like EB, PRB, they're like short printed compared to like the main sets. And it really sucks because these like middle sets are really good as well. And even like the main sets right now are not even like there's just too much demand right now. So yeah, I think it's just a shit show right now. Hopefully I could provide more insight on like some market watches in the future as like a player myself. I'm gonna be playing more of OP14 since OP13 has been pretty boring since Emu has just been topping like crazy. You see in this picture right here, this is Makenyu, the Netflix Zorro live actor. He has a Oda signed playmat. He has the demon pack, a playset of demon packs, you know? He's just ulted out like crazy. He's flexing on us plebs, you know? Playing with Oda himself, chilling with Oda. And yeah, it's cool that even the live action actor, like he top aided at a Japan tournament, and that was crazy too. So yeah, this has been just like a timeline of the OP, like the One Piece product timeline. And yeah, I know it's a long video, but hopefully just gave you more of like an insight of what the products are, and just how One Piece has evolved throughout the years in terms of the art, in terms of what they provide. And I'm sure for the next anniversary, Bandai will just top it off again with new rarities. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this is Vin from No Hits TCG. Also, just to flex, shout out to Gaming Universe for that OPO5 first anniversary poster. I just asked and he gave it to me. Cool place. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.